Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope all is well with you guys. Happy Monday, or whenever you are watching this. I'm recording it on a Monday night. Just found out that I'm gonna have a snow day tomorrow, so for my job. So I'm like, yes. All the teachers are very happy. So parents probably not so happy, but the teachers pretty happy about it. It's only the second one off school year, so or all winter, I should say. So I would say I'm pretty happy about that. So, what's up though, guys? Basically, I just wanted to do a little check in with you guys. I was trying to think of something that I haven't done on here yet. So, I'm doing a messages from future self reading. Um, just to kind of see, sometimes, when we're going through stuff and, we're navigating, the course of life, right? We get discouraged or, need a little bit of guidance. And, who better to talk to than your future self when it comes to figuring out where you're going and who you're going to become, down the line. We might not always see it, right now in the present moment, but you know, it would be nice to kind of get some insight of what we could be doing to, help, build ourselves up as we become this new version of who we're going to become in the future, so on and so forth. So I'm not going to ramble on too much. I am trying to wait for a moment just to see if anybody pops in. But if not, it's okay because, people will end up watching it regardless. Um, yeah, so we shall see. A couple more shuffles and then we'll get started. And then we'll also pull a few oracle cards at the end as well. Okay. Let's see. Got Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Pursuing something with a lot of passion. Okay, I can dig it. All right, Spirit. So clearest and most accurate messages possible for the collective energy at this time. What does the collective need to know and see at this time for their highest good when it comes to the, these messages from their future self? So let's start with asking, where's the collective right now when it comes to, this part of their journey? Where are they right now? What are they like right now? I feel like a lot of you guys have been very I want to say guarded. We got the Queen of Swords starting out. So I'm getting like a guarded energy. Some of you might have not water, sorry, air in your chart, maybe even Aquarius in your chart. And a lot of you guys might also, who end up watching, might also have a fear of pursuing things in your life. There might be something that you feel very passionate about, but there's also a great sense of fear when it comes to moving in that new direction, when it comes to it, whatever that is. I also feel like you guys are very generous people, very giving, maybe too giving, and you're trying to maybe even learn how to like discern, who's worth being in your energy in that way and worth, you giving into in that way. Been through a lot of lessons. I feel like you guys are, balancing the scales, right? The justice is here. You're reaping, you're reaping what you've sown, good or bad, right? Any lessons that you've had to learn, you're in the process of that or have moved on past that, but or in the process of moving on past that, but nonetheless, yeah, as I said, you're in the process. Yeah, those cycles have closed out for a lot of you. The world, you've learned whatever lessons you've had to learn. However, even with the lessons that you've learned, you still might have a hard time with how do you become giving again, right? Because you've been through so much, and you might still have again that fear of how do you allow people into your life. So you might be very closed off sometimes, cold and aloof, and just kind of have a hard time with, sort of receptivity, give and take in relationships. You might be at the point where you're like, fuck everybody. I'm not giving nothing. I ain't giving nobody nothing. I get it, trust me. But that's what we're seeing just, starting out so far. So what is the collective's future self like? There's the most accurate messages. Your future self is a very hardworking person. They're patient. They really, whatever they put their passions and efforts into, they really are seeing like the remember I was saying like you guys are going to reap what you've sown. So like, the scales are balancing regardless, right? So in the future, you guys are going to really start seeing this energy, the energy of, you've put in that hard work and effort, and now you get to actually watch things come together. Um, a lot of perseverance. Yeah, we got that Knight of Wands energy here twice. Yeah, really going after what it is that you want. Just looking to see something. Yeah, you guys have learned, in the future, you guys would have learned how to release a lot of those fears. Because those fears were the things that were holding you back, and you even might have had missed opportunities because of them. Yeah. A lot of decisions have been passed on because of the fact that there's that fear. But the future you is going to be a lot more willing to take risks and says, okay, I'm just going to make sure I use my discernment, right? I use my judgment, and I know, what it is that I want to go after and go for it full force. There's not going to be like any hissy footing around what it is that you want to do. You're going to actually go for it. Because again, those fears that, might have been kind of plaguing you for a while, they're going to start to kind of dissipate, and you're just going to be more willing to take that leap of faith towards the things that you really are passionate about and want to, work towards, whatever that is for you, right? So can we learn more about the current situation of the collective, what they might be struggling with at this time? First, most accurate messages for the collective. Thank you. Okay, what is this? Yeah. You can't make this up. Another card about fear. Everything's fear-based. This has been going on a lot with the collective. I've been seeing this fear of moving on is where you are right now. So it's causing stagnation. Remember I was saying before, you might have even missed out on some opportunities that, could have, been truly yours, and you missed out on them, and you might even have regrets about it. And that's the truth. You have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So, a lot of missed opportunities and stuff because of fear, guys. And trust me, I get it. Yeah, and it's led to a lot of disappointments too. We've got the Three of Swords here on the top of the deck. Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with the fear, but also the overthinking things. And we have the Devil here. So just any other negative attachments that you might have to stuff. I'm getting more so just it being up here a lot. Remember, the first card we got out was the Queen of Swords, but it was associated with the Fool in reverse. So it's all about fear and overthinking things. So that, again, has been contributing to a lot of missed opportunities. So just be cognizant of that, right? Tell us more. What should the collective spend less time doing at this time in order to evolve? What can they be spending less time doing in order to evolve? not wanting to make decisions. Two of Swords. I'm only chuckling because I feel like I can definitely relate. It's so relatable. It's like when you're unsure of things, it puts you in a place where you're on the fence about it, and you're just like, I don't know. I don't know. What if it goes this way, or what if it goes, like, focusing on the what ifs more than the, but like, we're always focused on like, but what if something bad happens? Well, what if something good happens? And that's the truth again about the Ace of Swords twice. So it's like a lot of sword energy showing up in the reading. So it's like a lot of it is, more so mental than anything, right? So instead of spending so much time contemplating everything and overthinking, there's a time to start making conscious decisions and be very, very concrete about your decisions. You know, maybe instead of relying so heavily on your logic, use your heart a little bit more to help yourself to discern. There's nothing wrong with putting your heart on your sleeve and actually using your heart to make decisions. Like, you don't want it to be based on solely that, right? You got to balance it out. um, right? But you don't always want to be overly logical either, and especially when stuff that you're passionate about, whatever that is. We saw, the Knight of Wands come up twice, and that's about passion. It's something that you want to pursue with a lot of passion. It's there, but the fear is there holding you back, and you overthink it. So it's like, just this is a time to start getting more concrete about decisions and actually sticking to those decisions, as opposed to, you know, being indecisive, I guess you would say. Being in a split energy all the time. Tell us more. What can the collective focus on more or do more of at this time to help themselves evolve? I'm getting walking away from things that no longer serve you. Five of Swords is here. Now, typically people feel like that's a really bad card. I mean, it could be. It depends on the context. In this case, I think it's more so just, being able to surrender. When you know that things are not, you know, up to par with what it is that you want. They more sword energy, by the way. Like, there, it's not up to par with what you truly desire and what you want. Again, using your discernment to be able to say, okay, well, I gotta call a spade here and say I gotta move on. I gotta walk away from whatever this is, because we got a lot of energy about walking away from things or moving on from things, but then being on the fence about it. It's like, again, being concrete about what it is that you no longer want to have or accept in your life anymore, so that you can pursue the things that are are worthy of what it is that you bring to the table, whatever that is, whether it's friendships, family, work, relationships, anything, habits, um, old ways of doing things, old ways of thinking, so on and so forth. Take it as it resonates. For some who end up watching this, but not all, so take this part as it resonates. If you are in a relationship or a marriage where there's a family unit and money tied to it, that might be something that you have been needing to walk away from too. Take it as it resonates. Somebody who ends up watching later might resonate with that, so that could be a very specific message. But this Ten of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck, so um it could also just be saying that it's a work situation that some of you might end up walking away from too. um yeah. And also doing a little more healing as well. By working on yourself with this Four of Swords here, working on yourself and your healing and, things of that nature, it's going to allow you to kind of, ease the waters of your mind, calm the waters of your mind so that you can make sound decisions. There's almost nothing but swords on this table right now. Wow. Yeah, it's like basically, by surrendering, things will balance out. We got the Justice card here. Again, reaping what you've sown. Your karma, right? Good and bad, right? In this case, it's like, the end of all the negative stuff is over, it's the Dharma coming in now. So it's like, it's good energy to be in when you start realizing that you're going to start, by releasing things, you're going to start making room for the things that you actually want to welcome into your life. But you have to know the things that you have to release. I just heard Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. Pack light, right? Moving into this next phase of life, you gotta, pack light. You can't, bring all that old baggage with you. You have to know what's worth taking with you, what's worth leaving behind. You know, again, anything that no longer serves you has to go. Anything unaligned must go. Let's see. What should the collective remember to do at this time in order to set themselves up, when it comes to the future? What can they be doing to kind of help that along? We have Five of Cups here. So I'm getting that this is a time of acceptance for a lot of you. There's something that you guys had to walk away from, whatever that may be for you, that it was a hard decision. There's a lot of fear based around making the decision to walk away from it, but it's something that you had to do. You had to surrender. You had to throw up the white flag. And there is the sense of sadness or a feeling of loss there, but you have to think of it like this at the same time. Okay, see how there's those 3 cups knocked down right there, but there's those 2 cups still standing. It's like kind of like looking at the glass half full kind of energy. You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna dwell upon the spilt milk, or are you gonna focus on the stuff that's coming in towards you? Because if you keep focusing on the stuff from the past that you are learning to finally fully accept and move on from, and keyword accept, right? We're not throwing it under the rug. We're accepting it, processing it, and moving on from it. Not throwing it under the rug. That's not what we're doing. Right? We have to understand that, the future self is saying this is a time of healing. This is a time of adapting. Allow yourself to feel the feelings that you're feeling. Don't be, because remember, we saw nothing but swords really in this reading so far. Overall, it's mostly swords, and with 2 cup cards now, which is about emotions. So you guys have been very stoic. You guys have been very calculated about how you process your feelings, I feel. And being a tough cookie all the time isn't gonna always be what it's cracked up to be. Just saying, sometimes you have to really, take a moment and allow yourself to grieve, especially when there's unwanted changes and stuff that take place in your life. It's like, take the time to, isolate yourself for a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw the hermit at some point, but, allow yourself to, do that soul searching and that deep, internal work. And now we have the King of Swords on the bottom. Just more and more, of that energy, right? Being so stoic, somebody who makes head over heart decisions, somebody who doesn't show much emotion at all. It's a time to allow yourself to do that. Yeah. In order to heal from the past. Got the 6 of Cups here. So there's definitely something from the past. For some of you, take this as it resonates. For some of it might stem as far back as childhood. These, parts of yourself that you have to really shed and release in order to, be this newer version of yourself, right? So again, take that as it resonates. But regardless, there's something from the past that there's still some healing that needs to be done. Yeah, and it might cause a little bit of mental confusion with the 7 of Cups here. Some mental confusion. Keeping you kind of in the dark a little bit, but it's time to kind of take the blinders off and see things for what it really is. My son is texting me. I'll text him in a little bit. Hopefully this is resonating and making sense. So What should the collective release in order to come into the best version of themselves? What should they release? Thank you. Excuse me. So, I feel okay. Got it. I feel like you guys, some of you might have a poverty mindset when it comes to things. Finances might be one of those things, and things of the like. Now, poverty mindset isn't always just about money. It could just be literally about having a pessimistic mindset more times than not, right? Like, we saw that Queen of Swords. She's been through a lot. The Queen of Swords has been through a lot of shit, a lot of hardships and heartaches and things like that. And that's what makes her so cold and calculated and kind of calloused sometimes. Um, the thing is, it's like, okay, so we have the Ace of Wands, which is actually a good card, typically, right? Great card, in fact. And we also have it came out with the Queen of Pentacles here. That's about abundance. So might be even an idea that you guys have. There's this sense of a passionate new beginning that you guys have. But the thing is, you're gonna have to release. Got the Hanged Man here. You're gonna have to release and surrender that poverty mindset first. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, there's some peace and balance and stuff that you're gonna have to kind of work on too. And being patient with yourself too during this process. Like, I think this is very similar energy, this part of the reading, to what I saw in a reading, I think it was Saturday night. That attachment to results, right? When you get disappointed and things don't go the way that you want them to go because you had it in your mind that you wanted something to look a certain way or be a certain way, and when it doesn't happen exactly the way that you wanted it or had planned it to happen, you lose that sense of passion, and then you disconnect from it, and then you're sad, and then you feel like this. So it's like, that, or you feel that sense of abandonment, right? That sense of abandonment, hardship, so on and so forth. So it's like, what I'm feeling here is that's one of the things that might need to be released, is the fact that there might be this, this lack mindset, right? Or this, let's go with lack mindset. There's a lack mindset that might be, preventing you from being as great as you can be, because you're always beating yourself up, or, thinking negatively about your circumstances, and it clouds your judgment, and then it makes you lose sight on the things that you could be doing. Again, having this passionate new beginning with something. Could be a creative idea that you've got, like a business or something like that, especially with this Queen of Pentacles accompanying that card. So, in order to get where you're trying to be, you gotta just, again, accept things that have happened for what they are, right? Process it, feel the emotions you feel about it, and then move on from it. That's what I'm really picking up here. Yeah, there's definitely something that you guys have, like, this really creative spark about, or something, or just a lot of, like, enthusiasm about, but at the same time there's the fear, right? Because you're like, well, what if I get disappointed about it again? I get it, trust me. I can definitely relate. What does the collective's future self want to give them credit for? Let's get some praising going on, right? We want to hear some positive stuff. I mean, there's nothing here is bad. It's just more so about, again, there's definitely, like, all this fear and everything that you have to release. There's a lot of good stuff coming through. It's just a matter of, releasing those things that are holding you back, clouding your judgment. They're like, look, you will persevere. Give yourself credit for the the patience that you've had. This Knight of Pentacles, right? Slow and steady wins the race. They're like, you're patient, you're perseverant, you're gonna persevere. Like you're just. I'm also getting resilient. Somebody who, when you start something, you finish it. You don't, do stuff and like not finish. Like you put in that true effort. We saw that Seven of Pentacles, right? Somebody who's really hardworking. Somebody who, when it comes to, putting, the pedal to the metal, like or the metal to the, no, I said it right the first time. Like, you go for it. When you actually put the effort in, you don't play. So they're definitely acknowledging that. When you put your heart and your soul into something, you work really hard on it, to a fault sometimes. The swords. But they're also just saying, continue to be patient with yourself, right? Because all those disappointments and stuff that you have experienced, they're gonna start to get better. They're gonna start to change. They're also letting you know that you are a very, very loving and caring and trustworthy person with this King of Cups here. This is you guys. Like, whether you're a male or female, doesn't matter. But this is the energy you're in. Somebody who's emotionally intelligent. Somebody who is a nurturer. Somebody who's caring. Gives good advice. Things like that. They want you to know, like, keep being that person. Don't allow yourself to be so cold and calloused, because that's not naturally who you are. Naturally, you're actually a very loving, giving person. Don't forget that. Don't lose sight of that person that you really are innately. Yeah. Got the Four of Cups here in the middle of the deck. I feel like they're also just saying, again, just don't lose sight of who you are. Like, don't get to the point of being so disappointed in your life that you forget, like, how far you've come and where you're going. Because there's so much on the other side of, the struggles and stuff that, have persisted for what probably has been a long time. It's going to come together, and they want you to know that. So don't beat yourself up. Don't, sell yourself short, I really feel, is what they're trying to say. What does the collective have the potential to accomplish? Clearest, most accurate message. Thank you. This is a great card to close this part of the reading out with. The Emperor is here. You have the potential to have, like, you have the potential to run a fucking empire. Like, you have the potential to run shit. You're ambitious. Like, they're like, just keep taking charge with authority, and that's why, like, being decisive is important, right? The Emperor is not going to be afraid to take charge. They're going to do what the hell they want to do. They're going to do it with authority. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So being in this type of energy, when you kind of put the blinders on, and you're kind of just like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. Like, no, they're like, you have the potential to do anything that you set your mind to. You just have to actually put your full force into it. Let go of those fears and any of those negative attachments. Yep, and be confident. Be very, very confident. Again, you have the capability to be like a leader. You got a lot of Aries energy now showing up. So some of you might have air in your chart, but I'm also seeing fire now too. Yeah, somebody who really is, about taking charge, very similar energy to that Emperor, confident, decisive. They know what they want. They're a leader, natural born leader. So, they're like, just keep on doing your soul searching, dig deep within yourself, understand who you are, what you want, and just do that self-reflecting. Understand where the fears are coming from and where they stemmed from. Because once you, how can I put it? once you actually analyze that, it's going to allow you accessibility into the next phases of life. When you're kind of stuck and you don't know what's coming next, you're like, oh gosh, like, I don't know. But the thing is, like, when you start to really analyze things and you really sit down and ask yourself, journal, do whatever works for you. Everybody's situation is different. I've been doing more journaling lately, and tarot on myself. And I'm realizing things about myself that, to be honest with you, I thought were resolved like from therapy and stuff, and they're resurfacing. So it's letting me know there's still some healing that needs to be done with like some childhood stuff and things like that. Understanding why I lack confidence is a prime example. I'm like, oh, that's why. I won't go into all those details. I'll spare you that. But like, now I understand more, why I might lack that. Why my relationships, might have taken a hit, based on stuff that I saw in my childhood that I thought were resolved and I thought that I let go of, but apparently they're still lingering. So there's still some, hermit mode that I need to go into, right? And it happens to the best of us, we all go, nobody's, immune to that, right? We're all human. So just, sit down and really talk to yourself and analyze yourself and say, self, where do these fears come from? Where do they stem from? And how can I, overcome them? So we're going to get some messages from this deck. I love this deck. This is a great deck. This is about like healing and stuff like that. So I think these will be some nice messages to kind of get ready to close the reading out. I might also pull maybe some affirmations, and then that would be the end. I hope that for those of you who are here, that it's been resonating and you find it helpful. All right. So we have on the bottom of the deck, honor the journey, don't rush. Wow, we just said this. Don't rush, experience life, respect others, allow messes. Exactly. You guys probably have been so like used to being like perfectionists and always want to make sure everything's perfectly right all the time. So when things don't go, I said this earlier, when things don't go exactly the way that you want them to, then you shut down, and then you don't want to do anything anymore, and then you're afraid to work on something new. And it's like, well, allow yourself to make mistakes. It's okay. Again, you're human. That's what we do. We make mistakes and we learn from them. But don't let your mistakes, cause so much fear that it keeps you paralyzed and keeps you stuck and stagnant. Because now it's like a self-inflicted prison of just, being in limbo all the time. Nobody wants to feel like that. Let's get maybe 3 cards from this deck. I'm hoping what I'm saying is making sense. Thank you. Can't make this shit up. Inner child. Play, laugh, be silly, heal child wounds. Remember, I was saying something about, something about the childhood. So maybe, maybe some of this sense of perfectionism comes from the childhood. Maybe you didn't have the opportunity to make messes and, and do what kids do, right? Live and learn, right? Make all the mistakes in the world so that you can learn from them. Maybe as soon as you did something wrong, you were reprimanded for it, and again, had to be this perfect child who could never do anything wrong. Had to have the perfect grades and all the stuff. Always had to be a people pleaser and please your parents and please this person, please that person. You guys might still be kind of living in that and picking up on. So this is a time to let your guard down a little bit with that. Do stuff that you actually want to do for yourself. Don't worry about what other people think, including your own family, your parents, whomever. It doesn't matter. This is your life. I just heard one life to live. I don't know if some of you guys like soap operas, but yeah, you have one life to live, and it's yours. Don't let anybody else dictate your life. Have fun, enjoy it, right? Do what you want to do for yourself. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. Raise vibration, connect to light, release blocks, strengthen safety. It's giving me that, of course it goes without being said, raise your vibration, right? operate in your light self more than your dark self, so on and so forth. Releasing the things that might be keeping you from, embracing that part of yourself. But I'm also getting there's this sense of, with that last word being safety. Safety also to me equates to like security. And with that first card being that inner child card, you might not have always felt safe. I'm not saying like abuse was happening. I mean, now for those of you that did happen to, I'm sorry that you experienced that. But more so just in the sense of like a false sense of security. You might not have had the most secure um attachments as a child, possibly, and that could be affecting you. Take it as a resonance. They could be affecting you, in adulthood. And it makes it very, very hard for you to feel a sense of security. So again, as soon as things aren't going, like once your safety net is gone, and that's why you're always up here in your head and scared to take a risk, scared to take that leap of faith. As soon as something doesn't go right, boom, you're shut down. And it's because you don't know what it feels like to feel safe and secure. So as soon as that feeling goes away, now you're like, okay, nope, I don't like this. I don't like change. Things like that. Again, take that as it resonates. That's not going to resonate with everybody, but nonetheless, this is definitely, regardless of anything, this is a time to really, connect with your inner light and exude that light. You might have been living in your shadow self for a little bit too long. Start working on those shadows and embrace the light a little bit more. I'm also getting that, for some of you, your base chakra might be blocked. You might do well with maybe spending more time in nature. Everybody's living in different climates and things like that. Like right now, we're about to have a snow day, so like, you know, would you really want to be putting your bare feet in some damn cold ass snow? Probably not. But like if you live in like a nicer area where you can actually walk barefoot outside, that might be a nice thing to do. Spend time by water, to kind of release and cleanse, things like that. Meditation, getting grounded, might be a nice way for you to kind of feel more secure, because that's what not the sacral, sorry, that's what the base chakra is about, or your root chakra is about, feeling secure. Let's get one more from this deck, and then we'll get some affirmations. Guys, I'm just saying, you can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Earth, grounding. Can't make this shit up. Calm the mind. Didn't I say something like that earlier? Connect to body, mindfulness, nature. There you have it. Wasn't making it up. Was not making it up. And then we have on the bottom of the deck, which I said earlier too, feel emotions, understand emotions, inner guidance, validate self. Understand that your feelings are valid. Allow yourself to feel them, right? We talked about that earlier. This is just confirmation of what I already said. Top of the deck, we have breathe, return to breath, calm the minds. With a lot of stuff about the calming of the mind. Breath is life. Don't like breathe life into the positive things. Don't breathe life into the things that are causing you the blockages, right? Things that are causing you to, your head to go amok, right? Focus on, deep breathing and meditation and things like that, calming the mind. Mindfulness exercises, things of that nature will really be helpful at this time. Middle of the deck, we have divine timing. Remember, I was talking about patience. I got that temperance energy earlier. It didn't come out in the deck, in the reading, but I was picking up on that, and here we go. Trust the universe, follow the flow, patience, signs. More confirmation of what I was picking up on before. I love when this happens, when everything just comes back full circle. It's like, yeah, I said all that already. Now we just get to see it in a different deck. So let's get some messages from the archangels. I'm pretty sure your future self spends a lot of time with. And then we'll get an affirmation. We have Commander Ashtar. Leadership activation. Didn't I say you guys are a natural born leader? There we go. More confirmation of what we already were seeing earlier. Time to evolve. Trusting your ability to guide others. Hence why that last card that came out in the tarot was the Emperor. And we also saw the King of Wands as well, clarifying it. I'm telling you guys, whatever it is that you're meant to do, a lot of you, I feel like it might be a business. So take that part as it resonates. Or just like a, a position of some sort where you're really going to be leading. If you've had any doubts about your ability to lead, this is confirmation that you're meant to do that. We have Michael and Faith, spiritual calling, divine protection, breakthrough moment. So you're being called to do something, follow that calling. The whole purpose of this reading was, what is your future self trying to tell you? They're like, oh, I'm trying to tell you that everything you've been guided to do, yeah, do it. Take heed to it. It's happening for a reason. You're going to evolve and elevate into the person you're meant to be. You have Bridget, inner fire. Remember I was talking about passions earlier? Let your passion lead you to your purpose. So you guys are really coming into your divine purpose right now. Pay attention to it. Really pay attention to it. I'm also getting that you might want to work on your solar plexus, which is about your willpower and your confidence. One more. Thank you. And we have Kathumi, initiatory experience. Your current situation is initiating your gifts. So the things that I've been taking confirmation, as my phone just went off. The things that you've experienced are all the things that are helping you get into alignment with exactly what it is that you're meant to be doing right now, what your soul is calling you to do. Bottom of the deck we have, keep talking about getting grounded in earth and nature and all that. Look at this. Gaia, resilient spirit, earth connection, stay rooted in trust and faith. Keyword stay rooted, root chakra, right? And Gaia is all about Mother Earth. Isis, reclaiming magic. Call back your power and what is rightfully yours. Here on the top of the deck. Middle of the deck we have Serapis Bay, paradigm shift, activation, to grow, make the necessary change. Yeah, so these changes that you've been afraid to make, which we saw that energy very, very early on in the reading. It was literally like within the first two cards. That all that fear that has been holding you back from doing exactly what you know you're meant to do right now. Gotta really shift that. Okay, so now we're gonna get some affirmations to close out. I just saw failure when I split the deck. Saw it again. So we did 3 affirmations and then we'll be all done. I also saw indecision. So. Bottom of the deck. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay. So let's get 3 cards, last cards. To close out. Clearest and most accurate messages. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribed. That would be awesome. Okay, so we have relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Remember I was saying before, like, for some of you, one of the things you might have invested a lot of time and energy into was a relationship. And remember, relationships aren't just, with people. They're with, ourselves. They're with certain things that, we used to do that we shouldn't do anymore, Could be anything. Work. So again, this is really just about, being in alignment at this time. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. One more. Thank you. And fear. I had a feeling that card was going to come out. I realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So understanding that fear is a big contributing factor. But it's time to release it. Indecision. I had a feeling that was going to come up because I saw it when I was shuffling. On the bottom of the deck, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Top of the deck, we have service. I feel good when I can help others. So some of you might be feeling called to help other people in some kind of way, which makes sense because of that that leadership type of role that I feel like a lot of you are about to take on. And then we have in the middle of the deck, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I love it. So friends, with all that said, I hope that you guys enjoyed that reading. I hope that was helpful. If it resonated, give it a like and all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell if you want to, make sure you catch me whenever I do lives or post anything. That would be great. Yeah. If you guys are in the regions where it's going to be snowing, make sure you stay safe. Have some hot cocoa or something. Stay warm, all that good stuff. But yeah, so until next time, love you guys. Bye.